It's time now for Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Catch up with everything that's going on at Anderson Speedway with Rick Dawson and Gary Mong.
Hello, welcome to Track Talk. Rick Dawson, Gary Mong. We are at the Mound Small Special Events Studio.
We are.
This evening, after a
Big holiday weekend.
Busy
Yes.
weekend, a lot of racing. We started out at Lucas Oil Raceway Park Friday night.
Yes.
You actually flagged for Randy Simpson and the folks down there.
I did. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Had a good evening of racing. No major incidents. Had a little one with the front wheel drive with Steve Wars, but
Yes.
he's okay after the race. So.
Yes.
Good street stock race.
Good late model race too.
It was
all
actually
good.
the lead cars. It wasn't too exciting, but from second on back, it was the street stock race especially.
It was.
a
It was
good
very
one.
good.
Jimmy Kirby, one of our
He did. One of our
drivers,
regulars. Yes.
won the street stock race, and T.J. Fisher, who's raced our track many times in late models and various cars,
Yes.
finished or won the CRA Sportsman feature. Not sure who won the.
I'm not sure who won the Vors.
Seemed
Won the rig. Oh.
Yep. Well, you were down there. Wait, the
wasn't
flag.
Slavey. Not for him.
Yep.
I wasn't. For
Was it Corey Slavey or Brian Slavey?
Brian
Slavey.
Slavey.
Yep.
I wasn't.
Actually, he
I
had
didn't do
some
them.
trouble and almost didn't start the
Yeah,
race.
that's right.
And came out of the pits late and got up there, and he had a dominant car.
He did.
It was good, but good racing. A decent crowd down there, bigger crowd than they've normally had at Raceway Park. I know Randy's working very, very hard
He is.
to get some folks in there and watch some good racing. So I believe the
July 31st.
July 31st is their next Friday night event. Make it a point to go down to Raceway
Yes.
Park and
Nice
watch
place to watch
some
racing.
good racing. But we had a huge one Saturday.
We had a big crowd.
The weather was
perfect.
was perfect again. We're being blessed
Yes,
on
we
these
are.
big nights, and hope the crowd felt like they were treated to some good racing. Car counts, a couple of divisions were a little short. Of course, I added the front wheel drives late, so
The Pro Compacts, yes.
I understand why maybe there wasn't as many as those, because a lot of our drivers already had holiday plans.
Yes.
But we still had I understand a good race.
It was a good race.
But we had the Interstate Auto Auctions Figure 8 Madness Saturday night.
We did. Good field of outlaw figure 8 cars showed up for us, and good drivers that was in that race. You want me to talk about that race first, or we can just go down the list?
There's lots of tunnies.
There's lots of tunnies. There's 4 of them there, actually. And if you were a tunny leading the race, 2 of the 3 tunnies that led the race didn't have quite the turnout that they wanted. But
The turnout.
it didn't turn out well
mean the
for
result?
them. The result, yes.
Jesse Tunney set fast time.
He did. So Jesse set fast time. If I recall, Austin Tunney took the lead there, and as he was leading the race, he and I believe it was Mike Hadley Jr. that had made contact in the crossover. Nothing real hard, but it was a point that it ended Mike Hadley's night. But Austin was able to continue on, but had to go back to the rear of the field. That gave the lead up to Ben Tunney. And then as Ben was leading the race, then he and Dennis Weissman made contact in the crossover, and that ended both of their nights. And
on lap 26.
On lap 26. And then he surrendered the lead to then Mark Tunney.
Told you, there's a lot of Tunnies
It
there.
was.
They
And then-
count 4 in the race.
Yeah, and Mark Tunney was able to hang on, and he was victorious. That was his first win, I believe, at Anderson Speedway.
A lot of crossover action.
Oh, the crossover action was unbelievable. The speeds that those guys go through that crossover, Rick, just makes the hair stand on the back of your neck. I mean, they are so talented at what they do there. And I know there was some mishaps out there with a couple of the guys there, as I just stated, but for the most part, the crossover action of those guys is unbelievable. And I think that's why the folks like them, because of the speed and the close action there. So it was good. It was good racing.
3 out of the top 5. In fact, the top 3 were Tunneys: Mark Tunney, Jesse Tunney, and Austin Tunney.
Yes.
Then Mike Riddle Jr., veteran of
Yes.
Anderson Speedway, a National Crown winner. And Corey Harmon finished 5th.
Coming up from the sports room. That's his second time there. Obviously, he's liking Anderson Speedway.
We had a car there from Michigan.
That was
Dennis Weissman.
yeah.
He had some problems in practice. And
He
then,
did.
And got the car fixed, and then had another problem in the
Actually,
feature.
in practice, something broke on the right front of the car there and sent him into the turn one wall, and they spent all evening getting that thing repaired. And they did get it repaired, and he got back out there only just to have the mishap in the crossover with Ben Tunney.
We had the Hearts Auto figure eights. Jeff Swinford set fast time.
And believe it or not, in our heat race, and those guys there, we had a crossover mishap between Jeff Swinford and Nick Warner. But they were both able to get their cars repaired and come back out for the feature.
Bruce McFall won that heat race.
He did.
Popular driver at Anderson Speedway and a veteran. Then the feature, Jeff Swinford edged out Curtis Chapman. Bruce McFall was third. I understand Bruce is building a new car too. So
is he really?
So be careful. Kevin Henson and Larry Sutherland round up the top five. Anything?
It was. If I recall, that one went green to checkered, I believe. So it was again some more crossover action with the Hearts Auto figure eights.
I got to be honest, I didn't see one lap of racing Saturday night.
Oh.
I bet I walked 20 miles.
That's what you said.
There was something going on everywhere, but it was a great night. And then we had the Markham the Markham Welding Pro Compacts into a special non-points race. Jared Keller set fast time, and
I believe Trent Gosser won the first heat race.
Won the heat race, and then Jeff Williams driving Ryan Claiborne's 36 car won the feature.
Followed by Trent Gosser. Yeah, there was some good racing there for most of that race. The pack stayed pretty close up there from first through fourth or fifth, and then Jeff was able to finally pull away from Trent.
And Trent Gosser was second, Nick Warner third, Ron Phipps was fourth, and Jared Keller rounded out the top five. And we finished out our racing part of the evening with 9 trailers.
Yeah. Had a good turnout on the trailers there.
We got to work on the creativity on those trailers. They're getting pretty blah.
They are. We went from one extreme to the other. To the one extreme was we spent hours cleaning up the track. Now to the point that we could clean up fairly quickly. But so you're right, the creativity needs to come back a little bit.
Jonathan Pitts won the trailer race, driving for Jim Warner. Jerry Swinford was second. Tim Stevenson was third, Nick Warner was fourth, and David Powell was fifth. And I want to thank all these guys, Jim Warner, Dustin Hewlett, Kyle Allman, and Jerry Swinford for putting together those trailers and the Hensons.
Well, what was funny about that is Missy brought them to one lap to go, and she took the pace car off the turn 4 ramp there, just so because of all the stuff that would be on the track.
Follow her?
No, they didn't start to follow her, but they started picking up the speed at that point there. And actually, before they even got back to me, they were already starting to tangle in 1 and 2. We just threw green because we thought we'll never get this straight. And boy, they took off.
Well, that was a big night. Next year, we're working on a little different format for the 4th of July. We ended it with a big fireworks.
Oh, the fireworks was spectacular, Rick, and especially that grand finale. We were down there commenting in the infield there, and it was nonstop throughout the whole program of the fireworks, but the grand finale just seemed like it went forever, and then the crowd just roared. I mean, they loved it. They loved it.
We might be having another fireworks show for the
You are a firebug, aren't you?
I am. Pyromaniac. So that was the 4th of July at Anderson Speedway.
It all timed out well that we was able to finish right on time when we won the fireworks to start. So
thank Tim and Jenny Spillman, the chaplain for United States Auto Club. Tim gave the invocation, and his wife Jenny did the national anthem. Just
beautiful job.
Beautiful as she did it for the Little 500.
Yes,
they're great folks, and I'm tickled to death that they were able to come down and do that.
And Colin Martin in the Interstate Auto Auction.
Oh my gosh, where do you start?
I know, that's great.
He's done so much for us at Anderson Speedway this year, and a lot of the drivers and for our community.
Yes.
At large, and he's just getting started. So
good.
Great guy, great family, and we're looking forward to working with Colin for many years to come. A couple of things before we go to break and start talking about this weekend's Cow Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
The Speedway family lost one of our own this week. Lori Clark, who's the wife of Marshall Clark, lost her battle with cancer over the weekend, and we're totally sorry to hear about that. And hearts and prayers go out to the family. They have set up, and I want to make everybody aware of this, and they can use all the help you can get. They've set up a GoFundMe page on the internet. You can go there and help them out with a little donation for the expenses.
Right.
Take care of Lori.
That was
I know she's fought that for well over a year,
Yes.
and thought she had it licked, and came back on her. Hate to hear that. And also, one of our veteran racers, in fact, National Crown champion, Ronnie Phipps, had some major surgery over the weekend, and he came through it. Didn't even know he was sick, and went to he was having a little bit of problem, but went to the doctor and ended up going straight to the hospital.
Wow.
Had some major surgery, and I understand yesterday that he's out of the hospital already. I think the surgery was like Thursday.
Wow.
And he was out of the hospital on Monday, which is amazing.
That's good.
So,
good for him.
Keep him in your thoughts
Always
and
a
prayers.
great racer there at the track.
I was talking to Gary Milner. He's been kind of keeping me informed because he's been visiting Ronnie, and told me that when he got out yesterday, he was wanting to know when he could get in his race car. And Gary told him you'd be lucky just to be able to go and watch the races for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but it's glad to hear
It's in
he's
his blood.
back on his feet, and they can do amazing things now with medicine.
Guess we better say real quick what we ended up our weekend with was Sunday. Was the gospel concert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sunday evening out at Anderson
Nice
Speedway.
turnout for that.
James Warner with the gospel highlight shows on this station and others, and also is the man that's responsible for the big Thanksgiving Day dinner at the Geter Center. Had the 2015 version of Gospel Fest, and we had a great crowd. I'd say there was probably double what we had last year. 3 hours worth of great gospel music.
It is great music.
And everyone had a great time under the pavilion. It was another beautiful evening for the weather. Got done just in time for the skeeters to start flying around.
Biting.
So, but congratulations to Jim, and a great event Sunday night. What a great way to round out a holiday weekend.
Yes.
And Gospel Fest 2016 will be on Sunday, July the 3rd next year.
Oh, okay. We already got it planned
We've
out.
already got it planned.
There you go.
So that was the weekend. This coming weekend, July the 11th, is something that Amy devised 2 or 3 years ago. It's a lot of fun. We've got Cow Appreciation Day. She'll have all kinds of things set up in the midway for the kids and the families to enjoy. We need to get a real cow out there so folks can pet the cow.
Okay.
I don't know if
I
don't know.
I don't know how to handle all the rest of it that comes with the cow, but okay.
You mean the T-bones?
Yeah, no.
It's kind of hard to take your little kid up and say, "Here's the cow, here's hamburger."
Don't do that.
But we're
Now,
gonna.
these could be milking cows.
They
now.
are.
Okay.
So we've got Cow Appreciation Day and a big racing show. We've got the McGonigal, one of the few times that they're together, McGonigal engine late models. We also have the street stocks, the Hart's Auto figure eights, and we've got Thunder Roasters. Big night.
It's a good night of
Saturday
racing,
night.
yes.
And it looks like the weather's going to be a little more toasty than it has been, but that's fine. But right
summer.
now it's showing dry, and we should eventually, although we're taping this on Tuesday evening and it's no indication, but we should be into that part of the summer now where you might get the pop-ups, but you don't get the all-day rains. But the way this season's been,
You
when
never
it
know.
rains, we get floods.
That's right.
I seen today on the news, Plainfield got 4.5 inches this
Wow.
afternoon.
Did the track survive today from the
It
rain?
did. We don't have our lake back.
That's great.
So that's good.
So that means we didn't get 3 inches of rain, Anderson.
We got a lot because I came out of the country club today after Rotary, and by the time I got to my car, I might as well have my bathing suit on because I was soaked.
Wow.
And the roads were flooded on the way back, but
Remember,
all's well now.
Front gates will open at 5 that night, and racing starts at 8 o'clock.
We'll talk more about that after the break. And we got a special guest coming on, someone we've never talked to before, one of our young guns in the street stock division, James Kirby. Is going to be joining us here in a few minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Anderson Speedway's Track Talk.
When I was a boy, we had family pitch-in dinners on Sunday, so I knew on Saturdays Mom would be in the kitchen baking pies, and especially sugar cream pies. I will never forget pulling a chair up to the table. I always turned the chair around back so I could perch on my knees while watching Mom take her fingers and flute the pie crust. You know, that little squiggly thing all the way around. And of course, after the pies were baked, we would beg and plead with Mom, only to have her put her foot down and say, nope, we were not going to get any pie until everybody came by tomorrow. But on Sunday at the family gathering, that first bite of pie was always worth the wait. Mom's a little older now, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy freshly made sugar cream pies together. Now, instead of Mom making them, I pick up a Wix sugar cream pie. They use simple, fresh ingredients because of Wix rigid freshness standards. The wholesomeness and taste of their pies is better than Mom's. But don't tell her I said that. Now you can pick up a Wix sugar cream pie at most of your local grocery stores. Just look for them in the frozen dessert aisle. I'm Brownie, and I can honestly say about Wix pies, you don't just eat them, you enjoy them.
Heart attack? Stroke? Serious injury. A sudden health crisis can happen to anyone at any time. So when bad things happen, choose good people. St. Vincent Anderson Regional Hospital has the area's most advanced emergency care, with a state-designated Level 3 trauma center, an internationally accredited chest pain center for heart attack patients, and advanced certification for primary stroke care. We have all the resources to deliver the care you need for any serious or life-threatening emergency. St. Vincent Anderson Regional is the only emergency department in the area with an on-site helicopter. And our $27 million state-of-the-art surgery pavilion opens later this year. Bad things can happen to anyone. Thankfully, good people are ready to help. Choose emergency care from St. Vincent Anderson Regional, the spirit of caring. Visit stvincent.org/Anderson Regional to learn more.
Honey, stop! Oh my gosh, that's Diggity's back there.
You mean the new Diggity's Frozen Treat Factory?
I heard it's unbelievable. Everybody's talking about it. They have everything yummy.
Yeah, I heard they have ice cream, yogurt, custard, sorbet.
And gelato, plus fruit smoothies, and that's just the beginning.
I heard Diggity's has over 250 toppings, not 30 or 40 like those other places, and you can even get the candy to go separately.
We can eat outside on their huge patio by the fire, too.
Okay, let's see. Frozen yogurt, ice cream, custard, sorbet, and gelato with 250 toppings, or a plain old frozen yogurt shop with limited toppings?
Diggity's it is!
Diggity's wants to cater your event. Diggity's can set up at your event inside or out and provide delicious smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, candies, and frozen treats to your guests. Diggity's is perfect for weddings, company picnics, group outings, sporting events, festivals, you name it, just call Diggity's. 765-393-0033 today for more information.
MoFab Incorporated, where imagination is the only limitation. We serve residential, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers as your metals warehouse and fabrication center. We do all types of fabrication using the latest technology with unmatched speed, accuracy, and durability on any substrate. Our ornamental division handles all types of interior and exterior work, including rails, fences, gates, and more. So contact us at mofabbing.com to fabricate your dreams of tomorrow today.
You won't believe these deals? They're too good to be true. You cannot miss this special. We're going to give you so much off, you won't believe it. Actual mileage may vary. Price does not include tax, title, and license. Some assembly required. Batteries not included. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Keep in cooler place. It is highly unlikely that any sentiments expressed above in any way coincide with those.
Wait, what'd they just say? At Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, we're not here to give you fast-talking deals. We take the time to make sure you understand what you're buying to make sure it meets your budget. If you're at Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, you're at the right place.
This program is a presentation by Anderson Speedway. The content contained in this program is that of the host and guests, and not this station.
Oh, we're back with some Stevie Ray Vaughan on Anderson Speedway's
I'm impressed.
Track Talk. Everybody knows Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Well, I guess I don't.
He was a great guitarist. Quick note for all you race fans: if you are off on Thursday and don't have anything to do around noon, over in Pittsburgh, Indiana, they're having a big Jeff Gordon Day. I think it's from 10 till 2. They're having a parade at noon or whatever. So, in honor of Jeff's retirement run, whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
he's going to be over there Thursday at Pittsburgh, Indiana, on the west side of Indianapolis.
That's one thing we'll have to talk about toward the end of the show here is that race Monday morning.
Yeah. Again, we were talking about Cow Appreciation Day this Saturday night at Anderson Speedway, and one of the divisions is our street stocks, and on the line is someone who is rapidly becoming a veteran in the division, and
really good
every week better and better, and already a contender every race he's in. None other than James Kirby. James, how are you doing this evening, buddy?
Pretty good, just hanging out.
Good deal.
Is Dad hanging out with you?
No, I'm actually at a friend's house.
Oh, okay.
Good. My dad's fishing.
We've really enjoyed watching you
progress, I guess,
this
last couple of years
since you've started racing, James. And I know it's in your blood because your dad's a great racer, and we talked about him. He won the race out at Lucas Oil Raceway Friday night. Tell us how much you're enjoying the street stock ride, and maybe what you're looking to do as far as success-wise in this season.
This year we're just racing. We're just having fun this year. I've had a lot of fun. Fortunately, I have a dad that wants to pay for all of it and take me racing every weekend anywhere we can. I would like to eventually move up to the late model class in the JAGS All-Star Tour Series.
That's
good.
I know your dad's been running some dirt. Have you stepped out into the dirt tracks yet?
No, I've talked to my dad about it, but he don't want to have me in dirt just yet.
That's an whole different animal there.
Well, you're Saturday or Friday. I keep saying Saturday. Friday night at Raceway Park was a good race, and you were up there in the mix the whole night. Tell us what it's like to race at a place like Raceway Park and against the competitors you raced against Friday.
It's great, especially when I have a fast car and I can compete.
Yeah. And then transitioning back to Anderson, does it take you a couple laps to get back into the mode, or have you pretty much got it down?
I pretty much got it down. I've raced at Anderson enough to pretty much know what I'm doing.
Got to give him congratulations. I believe 2 weeks ago in the Street Stock 200, you got, what, a fourth place finish?
I did.
That was great. That was a great finish for a 200-lap Street Stock race. Did a good job in it.
Well, Saturday night's going to be a big night at the track. It's fun watching you and your dad race together. And I know you don't necessarily do that by design, but it seems like every once in a while that 11 and 12 car are right up there at the front. Do you do that by design, or does that just happen?
No, it just happens. Usually our cars are completely different. Like at Raceway, I could ride the top and he could ride the bottom. It just happens.
I noticed that when they qualify, James always seems to beat his dad out on qualifications.
He does, and there's no really too much give and take anymore for your dad than any other racer out there, is there? I mean, he races you hard and you race him hard.
Yeah. Really, we like everybody we race against. They all race us pretty good. I mean, every once in a while there's a little uncalled for stuff, but most of the time it's fun racing.
Good deal.
What are you looking forward to the rest of the season, James?
Nothing in particular. We're just racing to have fun.
Great. I know you got some sponsors you want to thank. This would be a good time to do it. Who's helping you out this year besides your dad?
UAW, a big thanks to Edco Welding. Barlow's, Junkyard. That's really it. That's really all.
I think there's a tire company involved, isn't there?
Oh, USA Tire. That's my dad.
There you go. Well, James, I appreciate you taking the time to be with us this evening, and we look forward to seeing you Saturday night and the rest of the season, buddy. It's always a pleasure when you and your dad pull in the pits.
All right. Thank you very much.
You have a great night.
We'll see you then.
You too.
All right, thanks.
James Kirby,
an up-and-coming star.
Driver of the 12 Street Stock, will be in action Saturday night at Anderson Speedway. You wanted to talk about something, some racing that happened when? Monday morning?
But what, it finished like at 2:40 in the morning or something like that? I was just referring to that spectacular, horrific wreck after they took the checkered flag, no doubt.
Yeah. This had nothing to do with the wreck, I don't think. But why in the world? There's information I don't have really, and so maybe I shouldn't say anything, but why do you wait until 11 o'clock at night to start a 400-lap race at a super speedway?
400 mile, about 160 laps, yeah.
Yeah, 160-lap race at a super speedway. Not fair to the fans, not fair to the TV
Viewers,
fans, and I'm sure it didn't do much justice to the TV network. Now,
Well, the drivers have been up all day, too, and the crews and stuff, and be that late till 2 in the morning.
I don't know. There must have been a reason that we don't know. I mean, the networks now, you know, CBS, NBC, ABC, they've all got sports networks also. So if they can't carry it on the primary network, which is a lot more money, I get that part. They've got the backup networks that they can do, you know, delayed races or whatever. But they were sat there and they jabbered for 4 hours, which is just terrible.
What kind of and I'm glad it didn't work out this way, but they usually run it on the 4th of July, Saturday, which, you know, but I'm glad they didn't because I think that really helps us. But
not that much.
But you know what I'm saying is
difference.
if Saturday rained, they had the Sunday as the rain out date, and they could have either went to the daytime but I don't know. They had no rain out. They had no rain date other than Monday.
Have no idea what their thought patterns are down there. Sometimes they got some good things, and sometimes it just defies imagination.
You wonder when that whole calamity happened that, you know, those guys are so dog tired at that point. There, do you think maybe just I don't know?
No, it was Denny Hamlin blocking. They actually during one, and I watched it long enough. They were talking. I think it was that Brian Scott. And they were talking to Austin Dillon, and Brian Scott walked up. You know how they tried to be funny, and they weren't. But as Brian Scott was, evidently he was in a wreck in the Xfinity race on Saturday, and asked him what was going on. He said, well, it was my fault. He said, I was blocking. I was looking in my mirror. I was trying to block my way. Well, blocking on a super speedway, if you block in IndyCar racing, you get penalized.
That's right.
That's exactly what was going on with Denny Hamlin. And Austin Dillon's car was, if you look at it, was on the bottom of the racetrack and it actually rolled over 2 other cars and hit the fence. I'm going to give Joey Chitwood and the folks down at Daytona Speedway all the credit in the world, because I've watched that several times, and I watched that fence and how it stretched and everything. And sometimes you can't do anything about some, you know, little parts getting through. But that fence and catch fence, it did its job, and it did it well. And I highly commend them for that. But that was an accident that should not have happened. It was a racing incident, but it could have been prevented because they're blocking track. I understand the goal is to win, and you can from just about any other, you know, any point in that kind of race when you're drafting. But when you start pulling stuff, blocking
once again,
stuff,
you were past. You'd already taken the checkered flag when it happened.
Well, who knows?
You don't know.
We can talk about that later. But this Saturday night, Cal Appreciation Night at Anderson Speedway with the McGonigal engine late models, the Street Stocks Hearts Auto Figure 8s, and Thunder Roasters.
Gates open at 5.
Gates open at 5, and we're going to race at 8. All kinds of things on the midway. Great food and pop and refreshments. We'll say hi to Aunt Jenny before we go off the air.
And next week we'll be talking Redbud Week.
And we will, and we'll have some special guests on the air next week that are going to be competing too.
Good, good deal.
Get your Redbud tickets early. Go to our website, AndersonSpeedway.com, and all the information is there to get discounts on the Redbud tickets, and also like us on Facebook and Twitter. For Gary Mong, I'm Rick Dawson. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you at the racetrack.